welcome back. And in case you're just joining us, it's Monday's edition of the program Morning Ride. And you would agree with me that the ride just keeps getting better by each second. Almost about now, the rainy season is actually around the corner. And for drops here and there, which would eventually culminate uh, into what we call mega rainfall. It's always important that at this particular time we need to begin to drum up sensitization by way of enlightenment. And joining me now on our next spot of conversation, I have members of the Federal Road Safety Corps, RS5, Delta State, and we'll be looking at, now that the rains are here, how do we make sure that our roads are safe, most especially as we drive through the rainy season. And to speak to the component of that discussion, I have Superintendent Route Commander Patrick Obiago, Sector Public Education Officer. I'd like to welcome Mr. Patrick.
Thank you very much.
And sitting very closely on the extreme, we have a special marshal, Mr. Lucky Jumujaye, FROSC Special Marshal, Delta State. Gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you to the program.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, and so quickly, safety on our road is for full lives. And so far, so good. I think we have just witnessed very minimal crashes on our road. But before we get to the topic proper, which is now that the rains are here, I want the route commander now to just speak to this component. How has the road been, most especially between when we celebrated Easter and now?
Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, Delta. Well, we are doing our very best. The road, you may know, is always busy because of vehicular movements. Between the period we celebrated Easter and today, the road has been relatively calm, primarily because of our efforts at sensitizing Nigerians, sensitizing drivers, and of course, monitoring the road on a regular basis. So invariably, we say the road has been somewhat good, calm. In the last 3 weeks, within our axis in Delta State, we have not recorded severe crashes or rather in any part of Delta State in the last few weeks.
Okay, so the roads have been safe by our calculation.
I wouldn't say exactly that Nigerian roads or Delta roads have been safe completely. I did say that our roads, because of our efforts, are relatively quiet. Not that it is completely safe. I did say that there were minor accidents, not serious and neither fatal.
Okay. All right. I want Mr. Lucky now to also respond quickly. As a special marshal, obviously you play very, very vital role by sundry support to the regular marshals. How would you correspond the statement of the route commander moving forward?
Yeah, our effort has been always been very collaborative. We, as volunteers, we collaborate with the Corps, and coastal patrols that he just talked about, we also played a very active role in ensuring that we also had our own intensive patrols and traffic control to ensure that we make our contributions to the safety of our roads in Delta State.
Okay. By way of adding value. Am I right?
Sure.
Yeah, by way of adding value. Yes, because we must commend, I must really commend what the sector commander is doing, because he's been regular as far as the enlightenment is concerned. Okay, so quickly, Superintendent Route Commander, the rainy season are here, and the way you drive during the dry season is not the same way you drive when the rains eventually begin to pour out. So can you just give us some tips on driving safe during the rainy season?
Thank you very much, sir. Yes. To Delta people, this is raining season. We have to manage our movement, the way we drive, in order to be alive. The way we drive to stay alive. There are some things as a motorist we have to do. Usually we have what is called morning parade. As a driver, before you set out in the morning, ensure you check your vehicle. Check the lighting signs, both the front and the rear right light. Check your wipers. Check your tire. Ensure that your tires are not treated. Ensure that the flexion, that your tire is properly inflected. That is, we're talking about vehicle maintenance. However, to the driver, you have a role to play to ensuring that you move from point A to point B during rainy season, as we have right now. What you do first is make up your mind that you are going to drive under rainy season, bearing in mind that the weather may be blurred. The weather may not be as visible as used to be in ordinary cities or ordinary seasons. Now, under this special condition, you have first reduce your speed while driving. You have to ensure. Somebody asked me, you say we should drive 100 kilometers per hour. I said not in all situations. There are situations where you have to slow down. Slow down. Because the road you are using, you may not know it very well. There might be potholes on the road. There might be waterlogged. The road may be waterlogged. You may not know that there are waterlogged as you enter. Please, motorists, drivers, avoid waterlogged areas. While you are moving on the road, immediately you see some areas that are waterlogged. I advise you to avoid it. If need be, look for alternative roads. Reason for this is that you might not know there might be potholes. There might be blockages. There might be something. Your vehicle might enter and never come out. If you're on speed, your vehicle might just hit something there, like a block, like a rock, and the next thing is tire burst or vehicle somersaults. So it's advisable you apply intelligence. And of course, when you are driving under this special condition, be careful how you accelerate your vehicles. When you are marching, please be minimal. And when you want to apply your brake, it's always advisable you don't press, you don't march at once. Tap gently, 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 until your vehicle comes either to a halt or to what you want it to move. Under rainy season, the weather itself might not be too good, might not be visible. Your wiper, change the blade if need be. If it is no longer sharp, change your blade. Ensure you get a new blade to clean the vehicle. Please let me warn. Whenever you are moving, and please always use your AC. Why not? Use your AC to clean, to help you wipe out the bluntness of the screen so that you'll be able to see. And where you don't have AC in your vehicle, please widen a bit, or at best pull off the road. Pull over. Wait for a few minutes until the rain ceases, until it stops raining. Then, of course, you can continue your journey. All these measures are to ensure that you arrive your destination safely, because only the living celebrate.
Yes, only the living celebrate, and it's always good to drive safe, so that you can also arrive safe. My special marshal, he has given us some tips on driving safely during the rains. He has spoken from the perspective of a regular. I know in our various campaigns as special marshal, there are also this level of enlightenment that we also tell drivers to, on the need for them to drive safely and arrive safely. Can you, as a way of rider, contribute your own quota of driving during the rainy season?
Yeah, at this point, let me focus on driving in its own is a critical aspect for safety. But when we now have the rains, it becomes even more critical. So there are some challenges that we need to look at. What are those specific challenges drivers face during the rainy season? Ordinarily, the road infrastructure and all that are all challenges the driver face on a normal basis. But during the rainy season, you agree that visibility will be reduced. There will be poor visibility. Also the roads will be slippery. Then there's what you call hydroplanning. Then the fourth one is flooding. So let me just take it briefly one after the other. Because of the rains, you find out that you may not be able to, definitely you will not be able to see as far as you used to. So visibility will be reduced. So this calls for extra caution. Then, of course, when it rains, because of the slippery nature of the road, the contact between the tire and the road will not be as when the road is dry. And that is why you find out that any little mishap during the rainy season, the car will skid off the road, because that contact, attraction between the tire and the road is no longer as it should be normally. Then hydroplanning. That hydroplanning is what I've just explained. Because of the rain, the tire will reduce contact with the road. So it will be easy for cars to skid off the road. Then flooding. Sometimes when you see water flowing, some drivers make the mistake of going without knowing the force of that flood water. We've seen videos on social media where water carrying vehicles. Floods can be so powerful. So these are some critical challenges that road users face during the rainy season.
Okay. So quickly, as a way of moving forward, I want you now to respond because I was in a vehicle 2 weeks ago coming from the airport, and suddenly it started raining. And before that, we never even knew that there was oil on the ground as from a spillover that skidded the vehicle and almost pushed us in. Situations like that we don't expect. What do we do?
Yeah, that is a very important, German question. Yes, I wanted to talk about it. So the question is I asked, what you do in that situation where you suddenly see, I try as much as possible to break it down so that our drivers on the road can easily comprehend what you're talking about. Now, where you're moving, and you see some spillages like oil on the road, the first thing that you do is reduce your speed to the barest minimum, because the road is slippery. You could move your vehicle to the left or to the right. So it's always advisable you reduce your speed to the barest minimum so that you can easily maneuver your vehicle. And if possible, avoid such roads. If possible, avoid such roads. Just look for alternative area to maneuver, to pass through. That is just the best solution to such.
Right. So your own solution. Okay.
He has also mentioned before that you see, reduce speed, because when you don't see far, then sometimes when you have a spillage, just like you said, if the spillage is not flooding the entire road, if you are not driving too fast, you notice that you will not just drive into it, so you may need to avoid that area where there is spillage. So as much as possible, we want to avoid such things. Then if the rain becomes too heavy, it is even advisable that you can park your vehicle and wait for some time for the rains to subside. And you find a safe place and pull over. You pull over. Then when the rain subsides, you can now continue on your journey. So these are some safety tips that we encourage drivers to take during this rainy season.
Okay, you talked. I think you've eventually said it all, but I would want my route commander now to respond to this. Are there any special precautions for commercial drivers or long distance drivers during the rainy season? And if there are legal penalties for using faulty wipers, tires, or lights during the rainy season?
Yeah, thank you very much for the question. Yes, let me just start to address it from the last question. There are penalties. Our men are always on the road. When your wiper is not functioning properly, when your wipers are not functioning properly, our men will arrest you, apprehend your vehicle. Where they cannot impound your vehicles, you are booked. And of course, you will be made to pay fine. There are instances where you have to come down to my own office for proper education before you are allowed to enter the road again. All these measures are to ensure safety, not only for you, but for other road users. Then, what was the second question?
Yeah, I think I've tried to marry both of them together.
Yes, you did ask. Yeah, your question was whether there are other special measures for commercial drivers. I think that was the question.
Yeah.
Now, I wouldn't say yes and I wouldn't say no. However, our advice to motorists is usually holistic. We say tire should be firm. Tire should not be traded. Tire should be inflected properly. In other way around, pump your tire according to the specification. The specifications are always there in every tire. Pump your tire. Ensure your windscreen is okay. Ensure you don't overspeed. Ensure you don't drink and drive at the same time. If you must drink, don't drive. If you must drive, don't drink. So these are just the measures. And of course, like I said, the measures are not just only for commercial drivers, but for all category of drivers.
Okay. All right. Okay, I think that's what you are seeing on the screen there now. At particular moments like this, you need to just drive at how many kilometers per hour driving on this platform?
Be minimal. I will not come out here to tell you drive at 100 kilometers per hour. It will be suicidal. What you do here is, if I were you, I will not advise you to enter this road, the flooded area. The flood is much. If I am the one driving, and as a road safety officer, I will advise you, please don't enter. Pull off. And now if you look at this picture, the picture on the screen, the video there on the screen, you see fuel scoping. My brother, this is an invitation to untimely death. We say no to fuel scoping. Fuel scoping is dangerous. A little thing can ignite it. Avoid fuel scoping. On no occasion, no excuse to this act as we are seeing it right away on the screen. We say no to it.
Okay. I want you to respond to brother, to that scoping.
Our stand,
Yes.
the FRSC stand on this is clear. And even the National Orientation Agency, I think there's been so much campaign on the dangers of scooping fuel when a tanker falls. And I want to believe that every normal thinking Nigerian should know the danger with what is going on now. I personally understand that it is the economic hardship that people are facing that will make them want to go and involve themselves in acts like this. But when you think of the danger involved, a lot of people have died doing this. So if you value your life, it is advisable you advise yourself accordingly. It is clear that no well-meaning human should do a thing like this.
Okay, sir. I think as a roundup now,
Yeah,
by way of advice, as a roundup.
to my Delta people, the clip shown about on this fuel scoping is an eyesore. Please avoid it. People are dying as a result of fuel scoping. To Nigerian people, whatever, you have no reason whatsoever to exhibit such act. Your life is in danger. The life of passerby are in danger. The lives of other motorists are in danger. Avoid it. You have absolutely nothing to gain scooping fuel. I have talked much on this. I have gone around Delta, I've been to churches, I've been to different places talking about this. Not too long, a similar thing happened here in Delta State, precisely in Iseluku, where we had many people lost their lives. Please, I appeal to Nigerians, I appeal to Delta people, avoid fuel scooping. You have absolutely nothing to gain. Rather, you endanger yourself, you endanger your family, you endanger other road users. Therefore, I appeal, avoid fuel scooping. Thank you.
All right, I'd like to thank you so much, gentlemen, for actually coming around to educate, enlighten, and inform, because these are all parts of the mandate of the Federal City Corps to enlighten, most especially enlightenment, advising our drivers on the road that we need to be safety conscious. I hope that we'll be seeing more of the special marshals, because you guys are also doing so well, apart from the regular who work tirelessly. We see that the special marshal also add value, by also complementing what they are doing. Your job is a thankless job, because you are not being paid. It's a voluntary facility that you are rendering for a very, very busy schedule. So I'd like to thank you so much, Special Marshal Lucky Dumijayan, Asaba Unit, and of course, Superintendent Route Commander Patrick Obiabo, Sector Public Education Officer, for speaking so well to the topic for today. I'd like to thank you so much. All right, we'll take a break, and I'm sure when we come back, we should be saying advice. Morning Ride, Monday edition. Stay with us.
Sheriff, all of us